Welcome to the My Friend the Friar podcast, and thanks for listening. If you like My Friend the Friar and want to support us, please consider subscribing or following us if you haven't already done so. And if you found us on YouTube, then don't forget to click the notification bell when you subscribe so you'll be notified of new episodes when they release. Thanks again, and God bless. Welcome to the podcast. Thanks for joining me. And just me. Sadly, I'm flying solo today. My friend, the Friar, Father Stephen, is in a tech wasteland. He said all the gerbils that run in the wheel that powers the internet at the monastery, it said it was too cold, they moved out, so his internet's been down for a while now. Hopefully, they can have it up and running here by the end of the week. But you never know out there. And I'm joined by a cat, of course. Why is there always a cat? Which cat are you? Boogie? Come on, Boog. He's a Boog. Okay. So with Father not being able to join us today, I wanted to give some updates on how things have been going and also what to be expecting in the future. So, the good Father, he travels a lot. And so, because he travels so much, we have to try our best to plan episodes in advance and when we can record them. And when we record, we try to record several episodes ahead of time so we can continue to release them regularly. And Father is basically traveling between now and March. So I guess the man's got to make a living somehow. And so some of the places and some of the groups, some of the people that he's going to go visit, if you'd like to keep him in your prayers. He's got a few trips for meetings and retreats regarding the Carmelite secular orders in Dallas and San Antonio. He's got a rare wedding, which is pretty cool. Good for them. Prayers for them. A week-long retreat for the Holy Trinity freshman seminarians. And then finally, end of February, he's got a 8-day-long retreat for the cloistered Carmelite nuns. So he's going to be real busy. Our parish even tried to book him for an upcoming Lenten mission, but he was, he's in high demand, so he was already booked. So please, pray for Father's safe travels, but also for all the people he's going to visit, that the experience is fruitful and inspiring for them spiritually. Because of this, we won't be releasing new episodes until we can actually get together and record them. And I guess on that note, Carlos Lopez, we received your episode request back in November, and we're working on it. Thanks for being patient with us. So I wanted to take some time today to really just thank the people who have given us a chance and listened to the podcast. Father Stephen and I, we've received so many kind words from a lot of people who've listened. Particularly the prayer and relationship episodes seemed to have been very well received. And one of my friends from my parish, Peter Ortega, he got a lot out of the two episodes together, and he really emphasized the together part, how they built on one another. He said that it really it made them that much more impactful, and he hoped that people listened to both of them. So if you haven't listened to both of those episodes, go back, give them a listen. Thanks, Peter, for the kind words. They're definitely two of our most downloaded episodes, so they seem, like I said, they've been well received, and people have had a lot of nice things to say about them. Been listening to Father Mike Schmidt's Catechism in a Year podcast, and which just started, and I've enjoyed it so far. Father Stephen and we released 2 episodes on the Catechism, so being excited about the new Catechism in a year, I went back and re-listened to our 2 episodes again, and I think there's a lot of good stuff in there. So I want to encourage everyone else to maybe give them a re-listen as well, and share them with any of your friends who maybe are also listening to the Catechism in a Year podcast like I am. I think Father Stephen does a great job of capturing the beauty of the Catechism in our 2 episodes, so I think you'll get a lot out of them too. So, some upcoming episodes, some things to look forward to. One, the Book of Revelation has been requested, so we're working on that. Father and I are working on an episode about a walk through the Mass. Appropriately timed, I guess, also with the Catechism in a Year, is we had been planning on doing 1 episode each relating to the kind of 4 pillars of the Catechism. My daughter Sophia had a very interesting question the other day regarding truth claims during Advent, so that's a concept that we're thinking about exploring in an episode. And we're also looking into how we might have guests on the podcast. My parish actually has a podcast, which I also want to encourage y'all to check out. It's called The Prodigal and the Priest with Father Paul Bechter and Joey. We're hoping to connect with one or both of them and do an episode. I think it would be great personally to do an episode on discipleship, just to see how differently it looks for each of us, since Joey works for our parish and Father Stephen and Father Paul live their lives as priests very differently. So in the 5 months since My Friend the Friar has been live, we've released 25 episodes, counting this one, and we've had just under 1,200 total downloads, at least when I checked before recording this. We've had episodes downloaded in 17 different countries or territories. And the U.S. and Puerto Rico are included here. And just to list them out, because I just think it's so cool. The United States, Portugal is our number 2 country. Somebody over there is regularly turning in. It's kind of cool. Italy, Canada, Germany, Mexico, the United Kingdom, the United Arab Emirates, Puerto Rico, Brazil, New Zealand, Australia, Myanmar, the Philippines, Colombia, India, and Belize. I just think it's so cool. It's like the one thing the internet is good for. Our pilot episode on the Sacred Triduum has the most downloads, with 99 downloads at this time, which is also pretty cool. I don't know, something just seems really cool to hit that magic, like a 100 download number. Considering, and with YouTube, considering long form content is like our conversations is absolutely not what YouTube is designed for. We've got a whopping 26 subscribers and a total of 60 views on there, which, I guess it's not bad just for reposting our podcast on there. And so we really want to encourage people to send in their questions. If you use the form, which is linked in the show notes, we set it up not to collect email addresses for privacy's sake. It does, make it impossible for us to let you know if we've ever received your question. But again, we wanted to respect that some people really want to remain anonymous. You can choose to leave your name or not, or you can email us at myfriendthefriar@gmail.com and ask your question that way. Obviously, we can respond to you if you send us an email, because we'll have your email. And on that same sort of topic, maybe YouTube comments are the best way to ask for engagement, but we're really curious about what people think about a couple things. Father and I have been grappling with it. We've gotten a lot of encouragement and suggestions towards these things, and we just don't know. So we're curious what people think. One, about us using some form of social media like Instagram or Facebook to promote the podcast. Or two, doing some form of shorter form content that might be better received on YouTube or just easier for people to listen to in one sitting. Like I said, we have no idea how social media stuff works. We've just never really been interested in it, but we understand it can be a useful tool, and we've been, like I said, really strongly encouraged to do something like that to help us promote things. And podcasts, they make for greater, longer conversations, where we can really try and dig more deeply into certain threads. But I've often heard that if we could just get things into smaller chunks, it might be easier for people. So anyway, go ahead, let us know what your thoughts are, either in the YouTube comments on this episode, or shoot us an email, or use a form, or all three, whatever. Just let us know. Lastly, I'd like to personally ask for some prayers before I wrap this up. For all the Carmelite friars in the southern United States, this last December, one of them, Father Henry, passed away. So please pray for him. That it leaves only 14 friars spread across their 4 monasteries. They have a monastery in Oklahoma, Arkansas, Dallas, and San Antonio. And I believe the majority of the friars are, well, they're old enough. I think the right answer is that they're all 24 years old and don't look at a day over 24, and they're ruggedly handsome, intelligent fellas, these friars. Anyway, so as well as I do that finances are hard for any, parish. But I can't imagine that it's any easier when there's only 3.5 people there, and caring for the properties is probably quite difficult at their age, if not impossible, without outside help. So I guess I'd like to ask for people to pray for the Carmelites in this region of the United States, and for the nuns too, but especially the friars. Pray for their health. Pray that God provides for their finances. And please pray that if it's God's will, that there be an influx of new, brave men and women to answer God's call to live out their life of faith as a Carmelite. Yeah, so with that, I'm going to wrap this up. Thank you to everybody who's listened to us so far. Please make sure that you are subscribed or you follow the show on whatever podcast platform you listen to us on, so that when we release new episodes, you'll get them automatically. If you're one of the few who've subscribed on YouTube, make sure that you click that notification bell, have it turned on so that you'll get notified of our next release. Share us, please, with as many people as you can, and we'd love to see our download subscriber numbers, continue to grow while we're on this little break here. And with that, I'm off. God bless.